I thought that you were filming it like that. All right, but anyway, welcome to episode 1 of Walk and Talk. So, I've been watching Jay Cutler's videos, the bodybuilder, former Miss Olympia, and he has this series called Jaywalking. And I thought it was really nice because I usually record my videos in my office, and that can be quite boring because there's no real scenery. So I thought, let's give it a try. And my girlfriend is filming me, and she offered it. She's a little bit shy, so she won't probably say a lot. But yeah, let's go for episode number 1 of Walk and Talk. I'm going to talk about the Stoic path to wealth. So, my book is coming out next year, in 2024. So, by the way, we are in. Takes a little while to operate the camera. We are in the city that I grew up in, Leeuwarden, and yeah, okay. So I grew up here. A lot of people who are from my city, they always think it's quite boring and not fun. But for me, I've learned to quite appreciate it, having traveled quite a lot over the last several years. And yeah, I don't know, like we'll go here and walk a little bit in like a park thing that's going on here. And it's very close to where I live. It's just like, usually I just walk here. It's like a few minutes. And it's very quiet, and I love running here, cycling here. So I think it's a nice scenery for a walk and talk. So yeah, shout out to Jay Cutler for his jaywalking, giving me the idea to do this walk and talk, or talk and walk. Yeah, so I basically wrapped up my book, The Stoic Path to Wealth. And yeah, if cyclists come, you can just come, just let them pass. A lot of cyclists here, and a lot of people walking here also, which is a little bit annoying, I think, because people are a little bit nosy here, which is fine. So we'll just let them pass. Just pause for a second, and then we'll let them pass. Yeah, so we're back. It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable, I think, for the first couple of episodes. Probably the walking and the talking will not be perfect, but I think that's interesting for me also to learn, and something new, because I'm a writer and I love to write. I don't do a lot of videos. I do courses and training and webinars and those kind of things, but it's basically me sitting. I think it's going to rain, so we'll do a short episode for the first one, and then yeah, I want to keep doing this for a little while, see what you guys think, because obviously that's the most important thing. If no one cares, then why would you do something? Unless you learn some skills, which is something that I always have applied in my work. But yeah, so I finished the book, Stoic Path to Wealth, and maybe I should I walk a bit slower? Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can say something if you want. So, yeah, my book, The Stoic Path to Wealth, I write about how you can apply Stoic philosophy to wealth building, and particularly in the stock market. I've been using these principles for what, 5 years now, 5-6 years, when it comes to investing, and before that in my personal life, just Stoic philosophy in general, which is about how to live your life by focusing on what you control, which is the essence of the philosophy. That's what it comes down to. And if you apply that to investing, it really helps you to focus on the thing that matters, and simplify your investing strategy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what the book is about. And now that I finished writing it, I really focusing on writing articles and doing content and doing the thing that I've been doing since 2015. So if you don't know me, I've been writing on my blog since 2015, initially about productivity, and then about philosophy, about personal finance, investing, basically all the things that I am curious about and then that I'm experimenting with in terms of ideas and how to improve my life. Everything that I write about, I always apply in my own life as well. So that's always one of the most important, that is the most important thing to me. And now that I finished the book, which was quite an intense process, I'm excited to get back to the thing that I started with, which is creating content, building or growing my audience, reaching more people, and now adding some videos, because like I'm not a YouTuber, I'm not a content or a video maker, I always like the ideas of doing vlogs and those things, but if I think about it, it's not who I am. I don't see myself filming myself as I'm on a run or eating breakfast or doing things during the day. Like, my life is quite simple. Just wake up and I do my work, and then I work out, and then have dinner, and then relax in the evening. So it's not exciting, and it's a normal life, and I like it. It's simple, and I really enjoy that type of life. And we travel quite a bit. We recently went to Saint Martin in the Caribbean, and that was a lot of fun. But yeah, now, so I'll just let the train pass. But yeah, now back to business, back to writing, creating content, working out, running, all of these things. And yeah, when I do these, when I was watching these jaywalk videos, what I really liked was the kind of the mellow and relaxed nature of the video. I just put it on in the background and listen to it, or it's like behind the scenes, what the Jay Cutler is working on, what he's thinking, some stories from his past. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's a cool channel, because I think a lot of you, like I don't watch a lot of YouTube videos anymore apart from that, because I feel like a lot of things are just pushing an agenda, like always pushing ideas, a lot of political stuff, a lot of investment advice that I personally think is useless, the way that I invest is very simple. Like, put my money in an index fund, S&P 500 index fund, 500 largest companies in the U.S., and it's very simple. That's how I invest. And but it's not exciting, and it's also not. It doesn't yield a lot of big results. So basically, over the past 100 years of that index being alive, it did 10% a year, like a lot of people think 10%, what's that? If I put $1,000 in it, I'll make 100 next year. But the point is that I invest every single month. And if you keep investing and if you start earning more, investing more, that 10% really adds up if you have larger amounts of money in the stock market. You know, at some point, if you talk about 6 figures and it keeps doing 10% a year, it'll become a lot of money, you know, in the long term. And the beauty of this investing strategy is that I just don't have to think about it. I don't have to spend time. I just live my life. But yeah, so a lot of these content creators, I don't like it. It's like, oh yeah, I got 10 ideas, like, and they come up, they come like super fast. And I think, you know, life is supposed to be fast paced and all of that stuff, but I don't care, you know. I just like to read books, watch some longer videos about people who talk about some interesting and fun things. And how long are we filming now?
8 minutes.
8 minutes? Seems like I'm talking for half an hour. But yeah, the videos that I think these type of videos, like 20-25 minutes, is good, because if a video is too short, then usually what I think is, I don't know about you, but I usually think if a video is like 5 or 6 minutes, I'm like, I can't really put it on and do something, because then it'll jump to the next one. I don't know what the next one is, you know? But if it's like a 20-30 minute video, I'll just put it on. And I'm like, okay, you know, I can, let's go here. I don't know, I can do some chores or so, whatever. Trim my beard or something, you know? That's why I like a bit longer videos. Can we film here or no? It's a little bit, the path is a bit narrow, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, I'll just I'll make a circle here and then we can walk back. Wait for the old folks to pass. But yeah, this this little water where I live. Behind these trees, there's a little man-made park, man-made lake, which is nice. We can maybe film another time. But now it's August. It's the end of August. The weather's still quite decent, and generally a lot of folks there. And I personally, when I see people filming, I always make fun of them. I'm like, look at these idiots. And now obviously I'm not one of those, but if I go somewhere where a lot of folks are, you know, I feel a little bit uncomfortable. But yeah, that's also something that I think you have to get used to as well, if you want to do some videos, because that's just part of it also, just people outside. And also I think, you know, one of the reasons I was thinking about doing these videos is that, like, I don't really get uncomfortable or something with strangers, but with filming, I do feel like it's a bit weird, you know? And that's something like, why? So now we're doing these videos, I think it's good to practice that. So if I want to do something, for example, in my life, a project, or like when I started my blog, for example, I had no audience and I didn't make any money with it. I just had a book. But I said to myself, okay, I'm going to try this out. And if it doesn't work, at least I've improved my writing skills. So if no one watches these videos, at least, yeah, we at least get a bit comfortable filming in public. And obviously it's a bit quiet environment here, but still. It's not like I'm going to film. I think it would be probably easier to film in Amsterdam or something where no one cares than like in normal places where everyone looks if something is out of the ordinary. But yeah, that's life, yeah. So where was I before we made the round back? I can't remember.
Investment.
Yeah, investing. Yeah. Oh yeah, a lot of content on YouTube I don't like. Annoying. A lot of these content creators, and I get it because if your goal is to get views and you make money off ads and whatever, then you have to keep doing things that attracts views. For me, it's different because my revenue comes from my books, from my courses, and royalties basically. And I am incentivized by delivering good content, whether it's my courses or books, and not necessarily by views. In fact, like over, since the how many years that I've been doing this, I have like last 8 years, but I have like, I think I like last time I checked I had something like 3,500 paid students, something like that. It's probably a little bit more now, but if you think about it, in 8 years 3,500 is not a lot. So, but in terms of books, I did sell a lot of books. I sold, wait for the train. Last time I checked, I sold a little over 250,000 books. I self-published all my books until now. I think it's more close to 300,000 now, but yeah, so the numbers are not crazy. It's not like I've sold millions and millions of books or hundreds of thousands of courses, but my revenue, like I've been generating consistently 6 figures a year, helped me to live very comfortably, become financially independent through my investments, etc. But if you look at the number of people who pay for my products, etc., it's a small percentage, but the revenue is good because I serve a particular audience with content and training and courses and books that are valuable to them, and that's my business model. So I don't necessarily care about the number of views. So if I have even 100 people who buy my course, that's $200, for example. That's a good revenue. Whereas I sometimes see these videos. Have you seen those videos on YouTube about people who talk about, oh, how much money did I make with 1 million views? And it's like $1,000 or something. So they get like 1 million views, and then you think, oh wow, this person must be rich. And then they generate $1,000 in ad revenue, and I'm like, yeah, the ratio is very off. Like I can do that revenue, or a course creator, like let's say you have a course and it's $500, you can do that with 2 buyers, and then maybe you have 100 viewers and 2 buy, 2%, which is generally somewhat the conversion rates, like the people who buy, generally between around 1 to 2%. So then you also are at that 1,000. So there's some folks coming here, so let's pause it. Yeah, the cyclists I think are fine, but people walking here, but slowly, they'll be in the frame quite, quite big. And I personally, if I would walk here and if I would see someone filming, I would like, hey dude, don't film me. So I just respecting people's privacy. But yeah, so if you do these type of numbers, if you want to generate revenue, any type of endeavor, you know, any type of business. And like this is also like when I invest, when I think about business, I always think about effort versus revenue. So if I have to put in a lot of effort to generate, you know, decent returns or decent revenue, I'm like, yeah, no, I prefer to put in less effort and then have, you know, somewhat of a revenue or return. Like, you know what I was saying with the 10%? It's boring. It's just a little bit, but it adds up, you know, and then over time it becomes a lot of money. So that's my philosophy for life. I just like to take things slowly, take it easy. Don't care about doing 100,000 things at the same time. And I also don't have to get rich very quick or whatever. And I'm glad I took that approach because, you know, moving back to the Stoic path to wealth, is it's a slow path to wealth, but it's a sure way to wealth. Like another title that I was thinking of when I wrote the book was a lot of there's a lot of trains today. I was thinking of inevitable wealth. There was another title that I had in my mind because if you do, if you take certain steps and they are like good for you as a person or for your bank account, like for example, like saving a fixed amount every month, investing a fixed amount, exercising, reading, working on your business or working on your skills, etc. Like those things add up over time. Then you know that it will eventually lead to inevitable wealth. You know, in the case of investing. So yeah, check it out. I have an article about the Stoic path to wealth as well, where I summarize the ideas. The book itself won't come out until 2024, so it's a long time. I hope you enjoyed this walk and talk. Let's wrap it up. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. And like all YouTubers and content creators or podcasters say, feel free to subscribe. Or they always say, please subscribe or whatever. I always say, feel free to subscribe. Or make sure you subscribe if you like it. Why not? So thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.